Welcome back to the best weight loss podcast in the world. I am one of your tall, dark, and handsome hosts, the fatty daddy himself, Danny Mabley. And to my right, we have the Italian stallion, John Arpino.
How you doing?
Today we have a fun one for you today, folks. We're going to be talking a bit about the quality versus quantity of nutrition when it comes to weight loss and health and goals and all that kind of good stuff. You want to start it off, or should I?
You start off. I'm gonna crack one for the boys though, and then you start off.
Okay, what is that? A little ghosty?
This is a little Ghosty Ghost Sour Warhead Green Apple, the best one on the market. Shout out to Ghost. Please sponsor us.
Speaking of quality versus quantity, you know, I've been a diet soda and energy drink fiend for probably the last 5 years. No, That's a lie. Like 10 years. And when I cut out everything for like that first week, when I reintroduced Ghost, I love Ghost. Shout out to the brand. The owners are dope dudes. The flavors are the best in the industry, in my opinion. And not just supplement, but also like energy drink. But I realized that when I would drink them, when I reintroduced it, it like straight up gave me anxiety. Like my anxiousness, like I already have anxiety, so it didn't give me it, but it heightens my like anxiousness throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I randomly, like, TikTok heard me and randomly showed me a TikTok of this guy talking about it because he was responding to a claim that, like, oh, all these energy drinks are super bad for you. And he was like, no, they're actually not that bad for you, but here's some things to look out for. And one of them was, like, the mix of ingredients that some certain ones use is some people will be totally fine with, and other people will experience, like, anxiousness and jitteriness and all that kind of stuff. And it might not even be obvious until you, like, pay attention to it because you're just so used to it. And so for me, I ended up switching to, I only do either coffee with whole milk and honey now, or once in a while I'll do a sugar-free vanilla from Starbucks, or Rain like energy drinks. They, as far as energy drinks go, they have like the cleanest source of caffeine, according to this guy. And anyways, so I
Is that guy David Roden? Because David Roden loves him some Rains.
I don't know.
No, it's David. I meant my partner, David, the one, the cutting board dude.
That guy. So calling, dude. I hate that guy. JK. I did just talk to him today. I just always refer to people as their IG name before I know them in real life.
Oh, Fit D Rock, my bad.
Yeah, Fit D Rock.
Fit D Rock.
Fit Gary V's videographer.
Fact.
But yeah, no. I switched to Rain, and for me, I noticed that it's a way cleaner like energy for myself. So. And that's the thing, I'll start off with this, is like a lot of what we talk, once again, about this podcast today, what we talk about today will be something you can follow or not follow, or you can do whatever the flip you want to do. You know, that's what it's all about. And some people are going to have different like reactions to nutrition. I think that's one of the journeys I've been on recently is like, what does my body actually feel great with and what does it not? And it is so clear to me. And if it's not clear to you, I implore you to do a few weeks of research, and I'll tell you how in a sec. But it is so clear to me what foods are like good for me. And I'm not talking about weight loss. I'm talking about literally just like
how your body reacts to them.
Operates and feels and all that. It's extremely obvious to me when I took that week. It was 2 weeks technically, but with 1 day every 7 days, basically I had something that wasn't like within that realm. But it made things very clear as to how I feel. And the funny thing now is I'm noticing even more because I've been off for longer now. Haven't gained any weight, but like we talked about last week, I've just been a little bit off. And but starting today fresh, Monday, killing it. I started kind of yesterday too, but reintroducing things and like being off for so long, my lower back pain when I was eating really whole food based clean was gone. Like my lower back tenses up when I like do activities. It used to when I walked, and that literally made it so that I could barely walk for more than 5 minutes at a time when I was at my peak heaviest. And this is something that was like really a huge struggle for me because like I wanted to get activity in, but it felt like death.
Absolutely.
You know? It felt horrible. And so just losing a bit of weight helped with that, and to the point where like I can walk without pain. But I recently noticed like the last 2 weeks, some discomfort come back, and it's been like very noticeable. And then now when I play pickleball, it like tenses up and it impacts my movement. And so, you know, I don't fully know because I haven't been 3 days on like without, slipping out. And by on, I mean pretty much just eating like whole milk, fruit, meat, and I've introduced sourdough because I don't find any reaction from sourdough.
Yeah,
And
same.
I saw this video where sourdough is going to spike your glucose or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, bread it up, baby. I love my bread. So, and sourdough is delicious. So
I love sourdough.
no complaints.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to see the next few days, and I'll update you guys next podcast episode as far as to if my pain goes away again, unless it was something that I slept weird or did something else. But so far, it's been consistently bad for the last about 10 days or so.
Okay.
Like I thought it would go away, like if I did something weird, but it just has been consistently, like I'd wake up and I can just feel this little pinch, and it doesn't impact me like it used to.
Above your hips or like in the middle of your back, like middle of your lower back.
Kind of above hip, lower back.
Yeah. That's where I get my back pain too.
Yeah, and it just continues to seize to the point before it would seize so bad that like my leg nerve would like start to hurt, and then I would limp, and then I would just be like, I can't walk. Like,
yeah, that's sciatic pain.
Yeah, I would start to like sweat because the pain was so bad, like sweat more than usual because I always sweat. But, but yeah, so I'm gonna see. I'll update you guys with the next few days of being on it here to see if it goes away again. Because, I mean, that's just like, dude, like that's just one of the many reasons why now at the point in my life I've cared more about the quality of nutrition I'm putting in than the quantity. Like if you followed me early on in my journey, like I literally lost the majority of my weight with If It Fits Your Macros. And when I gained it back 4 years ago now, when I started to gain it back anyways, I tried that. Like I tried just whatever fits, just track it. But the cravings have been next level as far as like the difference,
Right.
from when I was younger. And that's different factors, but I just found it really, really hard. If I introduce any sort of, fast food or sugary snacks or anything like that, I just want for the rest of the day, like it's all I can think about. It's all I can focus on. So for me, I felt like I've just had to go the route of just all or nothing. I hate that I have to do that approach, but if I do that approach and, every week I have a meal that's off and I can still, get right back at it.
Sure, yeah.
Well, or if when I travel, I enjoy what I want and then get back to like, this is my diet when I'm at home. That's kind of my focus now of where I want to be long-term to maintain the results.
And I don't necessarily look at that as an all or nothing mentality either. To me, all or nothing mentality is like white knuckling it, like strangling it to death. Like this is the way I have to be or else, and then punishing yourself if, you fall off or you decide to do something else other than what you normally do. So I think that the approach that you have is the right approach. It's the approach that I have, when I go away, I don't necessarily stick to my guns all the time on like being perfectly clean and straight and narrow and stuff like that. But I know as soon as I come home, it's just back to regular business. You know what I mean? But for me, I have a lot of food sensitivities as it is, like before weight loss, before anything. Like I have a ton of food allergies.
Food experienced this when I came and visited you for the first time.
Correct. Yes, we did.
Some halal cart.
Yes.
And my boy had something in it that did not agree with him.
Yes. And my throat was starting to swell and it was not good. It was not good. Yeah. But yeah, so I have to be very careful with the things that I eat, and I am not the most careful person in the world, as we know. So my wife gets super mad at me about stuff like that. But yeah, so anyway, so if the food's not trying to kill me, shout out to Michelle. She's the best. Thank you for everything you do, babe. I love you. Anyway, as far as like how different foods affect me besides almost killing me, I notice a lot of times, like if I have like brown rice, let's just say, brown rice will bloat me. White rice won't bloat me. You know what I mean? So like stupid little things like that, where like 4 years ago when I was doing, I guess it's 4 years at this point, when I was doing summer shredding and I was doing overnight oats, I had to stop doing oatmeal because oatmeal was bloating the hell out of me. And it was just making me feel super lethargic all the time. And just like, it wasn't giving me the results that I wanted. Fast forward now 4 years later, looking for a new carb source because, I'm starting to lift again and stuff like that. So I've reintroduced overnight oats into my life. And so far, they've been really good. So hopefully now, I can kind of stick with that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's always been a matter of quality over quantity. if I eat like super processed stuff, man, like I feel it, whether I get a headache, whether I feel bloated, whether I feel run down, like I get like that stupid hangover that's not really a hangover, you know what I mean? Like I just don't feel right. I don't feel like myself, and then my anxiety will start to bother me, and then I'm spiraled out of control, and then yeah, you know me, I turn into a little prissy bitch.
No. No. But yeah, dude, like I don't know. It's the thing is, like, you have to be careful in this space, because if you go online, you start looking up this type of stuff, like you're gonna find people that are like, you can't have this because it's killing you. You can't have this because you're gonna die. You can't have this because you're a baby back bitch.
Fact.
But like you'll find some crazy people making some crazy claims, and at the end of the day, one of my favorite people to follow, I've talked about before, shout out to Carnivoreray, because yes, he's a carnivore dude, but like he talks about it in such a real and like applicable way. And I think everyone in dieting should talk the way he does, in which it's like, hey, try this out, see how you feel, get the results you want, and if you feel good, keep doing it. If you don't, change it up. Like, isn't that crazy?
It's not rocket science, but yeah.
No, like, I mean, he's like, dude, like, I think his slogan's like, I don't give a rip. Like, do whatever you want to do. Like,
yeah,
like at the end of the day, no matter what diet you follow, like, pay attention to how you feel. Like, if you feel like crap trying something, that might not be for you.
Hey, man, don't do it.
And the person that told you, oh, I felt amazing and I lost all this weight and blah, blah, blah. Like, it could be the thing that works for them, but it could be something that doesn't work for you. And,
absolutely,
you have to figure that out for yourself. But don't allow that back and forth of what should I do, the analysis paralysis, stop you from just doing.
Yeah, the analysis paralysis, brother. That is a huge one, and I think that doesn't get talked about enough, because I fall into that trap a lot when it comes to anything.
Even me, man.
Yeah,
when things don't work,
dude,
you just get so fed up. You're like, all right, I'm gonna just fucking try anything and everything. Like, I'll try it. I've tried this before. I don't believe in it, but hey, if it works, cool.
Hey, And then the ruminating, or just constantly double thinking yourself, and just it'll set you back more than it's ever going to push you forward.
Yeah, especially if you're someone who's either done it before, or like I don't think of myself as a nutrition expert at any means, but I know the basics very well. You know what I mean? Like, I've done a lot of research over the years. I know the basics of nutrition and how the body works very well. And even me, like, I feel like almost with that knowledge, like, you almost question yourself more, because you're like, I know this. What am I like?
Yeah.
And now I'm trying stuff that, like, I don't even, doesn't even suit what I believe. It's just, it's a struggle. It was one of my biggest struggles for sure, is just putting my ego aside and being open to learning again, and being open to just like sharing, and not trying to like feel like I had to be the person of knowledge.
Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people need to also understand that you don't need to be a superhero, in the sense of like, don't clam up and like not talk to people and let people know what's going on, especially on this journey and in this struggle. Like, yeah, you can be a wealth of knowledge, but like, you're allowed to struggle too as a wealth of knowledge, right? Like, I think a lot of us see ourselves as experts at some point on certain topics when it comes to fitness and weight loss and yada yada yada, and we'll fall into this trap where like, we just fall into a trap. You know what I mean? Like, I've found myself at 2:00 in the morning opening the cupboard and eating 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, and literally saying to myself what you just said 2 minutes ago: you know better. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And if I let myself just continue on that bad thought process, and then continue on with, you're a fuck up, why are you doing this, I would just keep eating. You know what I mean? Like, then it turns into a whole jar of peanut butter. Then it turns into whatever else I could get my hands on. So don't be afraid to talk to the people around you and let them know what's going on in your journey, and, what is affecting you. Yeah. That was my PSA for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. No, it's really important to pay attention to, man. Like, and I feel like this is going to sound super boomerish, but like, as you get older, you got to pay closer attention to what you're putting in your body. Like, when you're younger, you can just kind of like get away with doing shit the way that works and the way you want to.
Fact. Yeah. As the elder of this group, I will let you all know. You really do.
I just feel like, your body, starts to change, and
absolutely
certain things that worked before may not work later. And, And so you kind of go through this phase of like figuring out what you have to do. And for me, like if you just go back to like the basics, right? Like it's all about fueling your body to achieve the goals you want to. So you are making that harder for yourself if you don't feel good. You know, like, yes, you can fit a lot of different foods within a calorie range that's going to help you lose weight, but are those foods you're putting in that calorie range serving you and serving your goals? Because if they're not, then you need to change it. And if you don't know if they are, then you need to figure it out. That would be my biggest, you know, takeaway is just take a week and cut certain foods out of your diet and see how you feel. Like, did it change anything? No. I like the approach of cutting everything out and just going to like when I went to meat and fruit, just because like, then you obviously know, because you might have to spend some time like, well, I cut out this little thing, but I still feel like crap. But is it that, or is it something else I'm eating, you know?
Yeah.
Like for me, like I love onions and peppers, but when I have them, I just feel like crap. Like I feel super bloated, burpy, and just
Always. Yeah. Always. For sure.
Yeah. And so like, that's one where like, it's not enough for me to like always never have them, but I definitely like, if I don't need it in that certain food and it's there, I'll just not. Definitely dairy and gluten. There's something like it might be in a combination with like fat as well, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I just started to get like crampy and like a little bit like upset stomach.
Well, I recently developed a small sensitivity to whey protein. So I've been doing weight loss for 9 years. I've been drinking protein shakes the whole entire time. And then I took a break for this last year because like I wasn't working out. I had the shoulder surgery, whatever. And then recently I started introducing shakes back into my life and protein in general. Bro, ran a railroad through my stomach. Like the first 3 weeks, like I literally had no idea what I was going to do. I tried 3 different brands. Like I was like bugging out. I was like, I can't have protein anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? I can't have protein shakes anymore. I'm like, how am I going to hit my protein goal? And finally it seems to have subsided a little bit. Well, just a little bit.
Well, I was going to say, if you're still struggling with it, try just a higher quality source of.
Yeah. So I noticed that, I mean, and I don't want to like brand shame or anything like that, but I noticed when I have the ready to drink lean body shakes that it definitely affects me more.
I bet, dude.
Yeah, because they're terrible. But when I have some good old Ghost protein powder or Rise protein powder, it's not as bad.
Try Orgain.
Yeah, you're the second person to...
You can get them at Costco. 30 grams of protein, organic. They're a good, quality source. I don't know. When I similar struggle to you, like those were ones that I could have that, and that were easy and quick that were good for me.
I want to try that new Rise Clear protein.
Yeah, dude. Everyone and their mom is sponsored by Rise now, man. It's crazy.
I've never been a fan of their product. I'll openly say this right now. I've never been a fan of their products till recently.
I haven't tried a single thing.
Oh, I literally picked up I picked up 2 products from them. A year ago, I picked up the Moon Pie protein, hated it, never wanted to try any of their products ever again.
Was you a Moon Pie?
Exactly. And then they made a public statement and they were like, yeah, we know the Moon Pies suck. Please come back, everyone. We're really sorry. And then Dalton Muscle-Lite kept telling me they have the best peanut butter protein because it's a collab with Skippy. So I had picked it up and it's, it's slamming. It is. But other than that, I'm a Ghost Boy or,
Slamma Jamma.
Yeah, man. All Max. Yeah. I'm a big All Max guy also, or P Science Select, whatever the hell that company's called.
Science.
P Science is so good. So
good. A classic, for sure. Yeah, no. But yeah, for sure, like, just like I said, biggest takeaway, do what works best for you, but just pay more attention to what you're putting in your body and how it's reacting to those things. And if you feel good, and if, if you're sleeping well, if you're drinking enough water, all those things in combination are going to make your weight loss journey much, much easier. Because if you feel good and you aren't putting any different obstacles in your way and making things more difficult, you're just going to achieve your goals in a way that's more enjoyable, and that's not as difficult as it may seem. So yeah, definitely.
Amen, brother.
Definitely give it a shot. Yeah, I don't have any struggles with getting my protein anymore because I'm just eating all the meats.
All the meats.
All the meats.
You a meat eater.
Yeah. And then freaking Huberman talked about freaking microplastics today. We're kind of moved on from the nutrition. Now we're just talking about
Oh, all right, here we go, guys.
general.
Put on your tinfoil hat now.
No, but no, it's he like
No, I know.
science-
Yeah.
Science is clear, man. Like I don't know, I've always seen videos on it, but I've always been like, I'm gonna wait for like the people that I trust to talk about it. And Huberman's definitely one of them. And the way he kind of talked about it was like, not that it's like something you have to like be crazy and like worry about like insanely, but any way that you can reduce is ideal. Like, dude, he was saying like canned soup, because I guess there's like a plastic lining on the cans. Showed a 3,000 or something like that % increase in like BPA material in a human after consumption. Like, yeah. So he was like, for me, like I'm probably never gonna eat canned soup unless I absolutely have to.
That's crazy.
That's just an easy way for me to cut out like a large majority of. Yeah. So like, yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had canned soup, but still, that's wild.
But I imagine like sauces and stuff, right? Like any canned goods.
I would imagine canned goods in general for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gotta worry about the sauce, man.
The sauce. We make our own, so it's fine. We're fine.
Yeah, but where do those tomatoes come in? Huh?
The fucking backyard. Where are your tomatoes coming from?
Oh. San Marzano. What do you mean? San Marzano can, baby.
Yeah, you use that when you can't get, the homemade shit.
No, honestly, I'm a Rayo's slut.
Yeah, me too.
I'll pay that top dollar.
Yeah, me too.
It's definitely the best store bought.
Four times a year.
I think there's competitors now at that price range or less, but before,
but the Campbells fuck it and change all the ingredients, or did they not?
would they buy it or something?
Oh yeah, so that was the whole big debacle like 6 months to a year ago.
Debacle.
Yeah, no, this was a huge thing, cuz. Hold the phone. Hold on, take a seat. Let me educate you.
The Rayos?
Yeah, cuz, let me educate you for a second. Yeah, they got bought out by Campbell's for $3 billion, and then everyone and their mother had a heart attack because Rayo's canned sauce was like the only sauce that had like 3 ingredients in the whole thing. You know what I mean? So now, I don't know. I don't know.
I haven't had it in a minute, so I do not know.
I don't know. I just go to real Rayo's. That's a flex for everyone who knows what Rayo's is. But yeah, I just go there, and I just.
Is it a restaurant?
Yeah, it is. It's in Harlem, and you can't get in. Not you personally. You can't get in, but no one can get in.
What is this racist garbage?
She's prejudiced against Italians. I don't know what to tell you.
What, against Italians or against normal whites?
No, against normal whites.
They look at you. Nah, I'm not Italian enough. Get away. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Italian is not white.
Is there like a slur for white people that Italians use?
Yeah. Jerk offs.
Hey, white people slurs are on limits. They are completely and utterly okay.
I hope they're on limits. The fuck?
It's part of the podcast where people are like, why do I follow this?
Yeah, they literally go, and there they go.
Yeah, first 20 minutes is like great information. Back half is just tomfoolery.
Yep. They get a notification. It's like ADHD has entered the chat. I'm sitting here watching adult Rugrats on your TV.
Yeah.
All growing
I
up.
don't know if people have noticed, but I always put cartoons on in the background.
I noticed.
A few people have commented before, but not a ton.
Well, I notice, and I appreciate.
Yeah.
So wait, can you just move your body for a quick second? I want to see the setup. It's really nice.
I've recently got a new couch, and so for the people watching, there's 2 couches in my living room.
Oh, you have 2 couches in your living room right now? So wait, you have the other one from the last time I was there, and now the new one?
That's the last one, and then over there is the new one.
Fire! I can't wait to come up this week.
This week?
Yeah, this week I'm supposed to come up.
I thought it was.
You told me the 24th to the 27th.
And you're coming?
Unless you don't want me to.
No, I do, of course. For some reason, I just thought it was either later or November.
No. Whoops.
24th, 27th, you able to record? Should be golden. Let's do it. All right, well, I'm done.
I just want everyone to know he just read his own text of inviting me up from the 24th.
I had to do a message search. Dude, thank God for message search, man. Except I wish it worked a little bit better.
Sometimes, yeah. Did you go through that glitch last week where you couldn't like reply text on iMessage and you had to like close out the whole thread and then come back in? No, it was annoying.
Reply text very often.
I do. You know that.
Unless it's like something I have to like go back and like highlight. Like, hey,
remember that time you said this?
you forgot about this. You forgot about it.
You're the only one who
The
laughed.
funny thing? Oh, no, actually, I want to get into that. I was going to talk about that episode of Sopranos with the natives and the Italians because I'm native, but I would introduce the conversation. I don't think we're ready to have fun. But hey, man, unity. We're me and your friendship,
We are
me and
just
your friendship are repairing the division and the hurt in this world.
That's right. We have come together to correct all the wrongs. Oh,
We come together?
maybe. Oh,
I don't remember this.
oh God, this took a turn. This definitely took a turn.
Dude, I love when so for those of you who are listening, I
For those of you still here with a pulse.
I use a like software to like clean up the audio in the
Oh, he's gonna shit on my equipment now.
well, it's mainly for you. It is.
Yeah.
But I use it and it takes the laughs and it kind of just like dumbs them down. So you'll hear like
Like a Sims laugh.
I don't know. It sometimes makes them weird. Like the more you the more I slide it to like 100% or whatever, the more it like takes a laugh and alters it because it's like this isn't good audio. This is great audio. What are you talking about? It's the best.
Thanks for
Yeah.
the jab. That felt good.
We can talk about this, I guess, because it's somewhat relevant news breaking in the moment right now that I talked to you about before. My good pal
Oh yeah.
and train. He's not my trainer, but a lot of the programs I follow over the many years have been his programs. Jeff Nippard was assaulted today in the
Wild.
gym, and I texted him, and he hasn't texted me back, obviously because I bet he's getting blown up right now. Like, dude, are you okay? What's going on? Yeah, he basically just responded to some dude's video saying that like science-based lifters are pieces of S, and then he was just like, oh, well, here's my credentials. Here's why I believe in science-based lifting, because if you're not using steroids, then it's the most optimal way to like grow and become like, grow muscle, become whatever you want as far as bodybuilding or powerlifting or whatever. Like that's what we have to follow when we're not using steroids. You know what I mean? Like, and he didn't say it in a bad way. And the dude freaking showed up at the gym or something and freaking got kind of chill. It could be a work. We could be getting
It could be a work. I mean, I don't know Jeff like that, so
I'm 150% sure it's not because Jeff just doesn't do that kind
I
of
mean, that's a big man. That's what I'm. He's a big
But-
man.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, according to Teen Nutrition or whatever his name is, he said like there was further assault. So that's why I texted him. I was like, "Hey, man, you all right? Like, Jesus,
Wow.
dude, you never know." So shout out to Jeff. Hopefully,
Hopefully he's all right, and hopefully we're not getting worked. But
quick recovery, no injuries. Love you, dude. You made a huge impact in my life, and he's one of the big reasons why I still like want to become healthier because he's always been supportive no matter what stage of my journey I was in, no matter how many times I said I was going to do things. He never ever was like, dude, come on, like ever. He was just like, hey,
Yeah.
man, you got this. Hey, man, here's something I can do to help. Hey, let me know if you need anything. Like he just has always been super, super supportive and has never ever made me feel less than because, obviously him being a very fit guy and me being like overweight and struggling with that. He's always been nothing but supportive. So shout out to Jeff Nippard. If you want an affordable, like best bang for your buck training program, this is not a sponsorship, but go check his stuff out because in my opinion, it's not even close. It's the best in the industry. But yeah, so that's the only current news I have. As far as the tirzepatide update from like last week.
oh yeah,
So I'm stretching my current dosage out as far as I can. Oh my gosh. Jeff just texted me.
oh my God, breaking news.
I am okay, man. Thank you.
Da-na-na.
But yeah. Yeah, tirzepatide. Yeah, I'm stretching it out, and I think I am going to give it a shot of doing it without before I just jump back on it or just continue on it. So I already have kind of an opportunity to wean off of it and see. So I'm going to use this time to really like lock in my nutrition like hard and then try and continue on. And then if I find out I can't, then it's just something I'm going to have to take for a long time, and that's fine. But I figure now is the best time than any to, hit that 50 pounds down mark and try and take it from there. Because I just think the story of that, I'm going to focus way more heavy on the mindset stuff.
Right.
I'm going to probably hire a mindset dedicated coach for myself, which honestly it would be almost the cost of the medication. So to me, that's like kind of a worthy investment to see. And I really do believe in the mindset stuff. Like I've seen
So do I.
in my life in the last few months in a totally different way than I've ever felt before. I was at an event recently. I might upload the clip eventually to my social media, but I basically just talked about in front of the group of how this mindset stuff and visualization and focusing has just changed my life in the last 2 months and how powerful it's been. So it's it's already been so powerful, and I'm giving it maybe 20% of my time, and if I just up that and actually day to day focus on it and set my intentions and take some time for this is going to sound crazy, but self-hypnosis, which is basically meditation.
Yeah.
Take some time in meditation and just ingraining in me, I am a person who can be healthy. I am a person who can be strong. I am someone who can, not let my trauma run my life. I want to continue to work and make that a part of my new identity. So, that's kind of the goal for now. I will announce that, this is a podcast, the only people going to know about this until I talk about it on my social probably in a month or two.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Love it.
You've been getting back to the gym, my friend.
I have, which we're keeping that a little bit hush-hush on social media, but we'll talk about it here. But yeah, been getting back in the gym. Everything's been going really well with that. Taking peptides. I don't think I've ever actually openly talked about that on here. So when I first injured my shoulder and had surgery, my doctor put me on peptides for the healing. And then I have been off. I stopped the cycle for 2 months. And then now I've just started the cycle again of the BCP. I always mess it up. It's either BPC or BCP 157 and CJC 1295, which helps with
steroids, motherfucker?
Yeah, bro. I'm on the tides, bro. I'm on the peptides. And I'm not ashamed to say that at all, because I'm injury ridden and
technically GLP-1's a peptide.
Yeah, exactly. So you're on the roids too, bud. And
for clarification, we do not condone the use of peptides without medical
oh no, yeah, fact.
vision or
Correct.
suggestions. But
Thank you for that. Yeah, no. So mine is strictly under doctor's care, and I've been feeling really good.
Because you have a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I have a lot of injuries. I am just a mess. But no, I'm feeling good.
Hey.
Yes.
New words. You are not a mess.
Thank you. I know I really do appreciate that, because just to piggyback really quick of what Danny was saying before, that is something that I'm really struggling with, a lot. The negative self-talk, the constantly putting myself down. I don't know where it's stemming from. I don't know if it's something that I've been doing this entire time and now I'm just cognizant of it because everyone just keeps blowing it up in my face. But it's actually started some very heated arguments with a lot of people that I care about, with myself, that I just constantly talk really, really fucking nasty about myself, and I need to stop.
It's who we can get real here, and I can cut
Yeah,
out
go
what
ahead.
you don't want maybe. But it's who you surround yourself with, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying that the people you surround yourself with are not great people,
Of course.
but from my small time with you, I feel like it's kind of just whatever, It's, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta that's the nature of a lot of men relationships, right? Is okay, dude, you got this, whatever,
Right.
Nothing wrong with telling yourself that you're a piece of shit. That stuff is very normal. What we're talking about right now is not normal.
Correct.
For the majority of people, when you say, hey man, why don't you just visualize yourself not messed up and and healed and doing as good as you can in the body that you have, they're like, what the fuck? Like, no,
Right.
this is real. And of course, like, I'm not taking anything away from your real day-to-day, you know,
No.
what you deal with.
Yeah.
But, you know, we are what we talk about, right? So,
Correct.
You know,
All the time. I'm definitely a victim of self-sabotage a lot of the time. And I'm also noticing now, like, you know, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or whatever, but I thought that I was in a place in my life where I, for lack of better terms, defeated a lot of my childhood trauma and, you know, midlife trauma. I have not. I have not at all. And I'm starting to see it pop up in my day-to-day life a lot more, and things that have not been unlocked in me in you know, a couple of decades starting to reappear. And it's definitely been eye-opening, to say the least. My wife has definitely seen a side of me that, you know, I never wanted anyone to see again. And it's just not good, you know? So that's really where my focus has been, is taking back my mental health, because my mental health has been shit for the last year. And really working through and being a better person, not only to those around me, but to myself, because I've noticed that I will give the shirt off my back to anybody in the world. I'm very kind-hearted. I care about a lot of people. I won't do that for myself. And I got to stop. I just have to cut the shit. And it's something that I've been talking about with my new strength coach, very enlightened person, much like us, believes in a lot of the same things that we believe in. So me and him have been having a lot of deep conversation. And, you know, even if I'm like slightly off, like just slightly off, and I get to the gym, he'll be like, what's going on? Because you wear all your emotions on your face, and we're not going to do anything until you tell me kind of, you don't have to tell me exactly what's going on, but you have to work through something that's going on in your head right now. Because he's like, your brain is just always spinning. He goes, I watch you, and you're just always going, and you can't focus on the things that you need to get done because you're constantly at war in your head. And I'm like, yeah, that's literally the story of my life. I am constantly at war, constantly. So that's just where I'm at, you know. And I'll be honest, I haven't talked about this anywhere, but I did start an antidepressant. So, and we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, I tried that a few years back, and I found for me it helped, but I'm so in tune with like who I am.
Yeah.
And I wasn't at that time, but like now especially, but even at that time, like just enough that like I'm so outgoing and like and extroverted that like whenever I take something and I feel like not that, it doesn't feel like authentically me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I found with like just similar to my ADHD medication I came off of when I was younger, that was another one where I was like this is it helping me probably maybe, but I just don't feel me on it. And so
well, that's why I stopped taking, yeah, thank you. That's why I stopped taking things in the past, you know, because I was on Lexapro, and hated it. Made me just a shell, you know what I mean? But I actually got prescribed this because of the nerve pain that I'm going through. So it is an antidepressant, but I'm prescribed for it for nerve pain. But I know that it's going to give me the side effects from the antidepressant part that I need. It's only been a couple of days, but, you know, I feel like I'm not, again, it's way too early to be like, oh yeah, the medication is definitely working. But I just feel like I'm not in my head.
Up more.
Yeah. Thanks.
This podcast is just going to slowly turn into a therapy session. For us.
For us.
We're just the boys' therapy session.
Fact. We're just here to heal.
Yeah. No, but
That's it, guys. That's it for me.
You know, like a few years ago, I had a very large wake-up call, and I knew I needed to address some things of my childhood, and I knew I needed change. I just didn't know what that looked like. And when I found it, man, like I said, like I've made more progress in the last 2 months than I've made in the 10 years of my life.
That's awesome.
You know, thinking about it. And it just comes down to like, I just no longer am going to accept that version of me.
Yeah.
And like, that's not who I want to be. You know what I mean? Like you almost like you do shit that like when you stop and think about it, you're like, I don't want to be or do this.
So, like, yeah.
And and it's like autopilot, right?
Yep.
And then we just treat that as like, well, it's me. It's
who I am.
Yep. Yeah. And I just literally, I no longer accept that. Like I'd never talk about it as like, I used to always talk about it like, this is just who I am. It's always how I've been. And I don't use those words anymore unless I'm referencing it. Cause it's not who I want to be. It's not who I am.
Right.
And I'm going to continue to work as if I'm not that person, you know?
Absolutely.
And as I've done that, and I've done those little things of putting the work in, reading, finding stuff. Like for me, I'm a very like I need to be very told like what is to do and what not to do in a certain space.
Yep.
To like really buy in, you know, which sucks. But and I found that in some books I've read. So and then I found that also in the mentor that I moved out here to work with. And you know, just being around him day to day has just changed my life. And it's just getting started. And now I'm going to start investing some time and money into it. And I think it's going to be, you know, just continue to be the best version of me coming out, like the truly best version of me that wasn't there before.
Love that. Do a lot.
And I wish the best for you. And you know, you always have me here as a brother.
Thank you, brother.
And anything you need as far as resources or anything like that, I would be happy to connect you with stuff or with books that I've read or whatever. So always reach out. But yeah,
Thank you. Appreciate you, buddy.
This has been a fun one.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. We definitely went all over the spectrum today.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what you get. As always, stay sweet, stay healthy,
Stay sexy.
stay accountable.
Hey. Toodles.
That's yours.
So stay accountable.